I know, just to clarify, so I'll get this out of the way. In the last video I said we are going to touch on where the icon appears. We are going to do that, we're just not going to do it now because it's out of the flow, you know what I mean, because what I want to get over is damage and textures applications on this door. Like I said, I don't want to go into the textures itself of making things blue, green and white, because it'll just absorb a lot of time, and you need to move on and stay in this zone of the car. You don't want to be, you know, but we're gonna, they all intermingle anyway because the processes are the same. So what we need to do is, when I was talking about nomenclature before, it's important when we're doing with the RV mats that this name here carries on. You'll see neither glass becomes neither glass damage. I think the engine needs that to progress through. I don't think you can name them out everything and it'll work the same. I think those names are part of the deal. It was once the case in armour. It may have all changed, I don't know. This hidden thing is new. There's obviously somewhere a macro define of that hidden. You know, it doesn't. In the old days, this would animate the actual faces in the model config. It doesn't do that anymore, I don't believe. It just does it here in this section. And again, we're going to take this element from the parent of the car door. So we already did that, I believe. Yeah, we took it from the parent so we can fit ours in now. So we're going to have to make an RV mat and put it on here. Because we're not dealing in textures, we're dealing in material files. What we're going to do now, I'm going to pause the video, start the game, go into the video, and we're going to hit the door on the Neva vanilla and we'll see what happens, and we'll go through what's happening in relation to that in here, or rather in here, where the glass damage then destruct. Then we'll open the actual files. Get them ready now. We can use the glass. Damage destruct. So we'll open you. Like I said, I'll see you in. Sorry, the microphone was miles away. So I'll see you in the game. I'm going to start it up now. Okay, so here we are in game. I'd pick an X. So if we look on the actual vanilla door here, this doesn't always work. But when we hit the glass, you see it's gone to the damaged state there. We've got, let's have a look. Blah, 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 blah. So I started off with Neva glass, we're now at damaged. The next time it should go to glass destruct and then hidden. I don't know if them stages are. Yeah, we went to. Let's have a look. That's yeah, damaged, destruct and hidden. Let's have a look at them values. 0.5 health, so half health it's damaged, 0.3 it's destructed, and then hidden. We look at our door, it doesn't do anything. We don't even we sound like written concrete. So again with the glass, axe is too powerful. Damaged, destroyed, hidden. So we need that for our door, so let's take a look at that now. Exit the game and I'll see you back in the so the way we go about that is first of all we need textures like that, and we're going to use those Neva textures because they're there. We're going to use them. If you have your own, then fair enough, but we'll have a look first of all what changes in these textures. So we have the Neva Glass RV matte here, and it's under a super shader. What is different to that from the multi? No idea, but it is different than the multi. I think the difference is this doesn't use that color mask. This just uses the emissive, force, diffuse, ambient, etc. and obviously very shiny specular power, and also uses the environment to make it reflective. So what's the difference between that and the damaged? Well, the normal map changes here. Normal map here is just a flat macro texture here using. Notice you'll always normally see them as 0.5 anyway. So that's just a macro normal map, but in the damaged one it changes to a ruined, and the damaged specular map there as well. And then on the destruct it keeps that same one, and it changes to the DayZ Vehicles data, damaged glass damaged SMDI, and glass ruined normal map. We have the glass ruined, that's the same, ruined, damaged. So the difference is that glass damaged specular changes from glass ruined at stage 5 to glass damaged, from glass damaged to glass ruined. Okay, so that's how it's changing that. So we're going to use them on our door, but and that's not important. You no need to worry about that because your textures will fit, and you can make your own ruined textures and your damaged as long as you do them in that sequence that we're going to do this. And this also applies to the vehicle itself. So when we do this door, we can do anything to do with damaging. But how does it work? Well, if we go to the parent class, all this is applied to a selection in the model. Normally it's called camo on the main vehicle, but in car door you see it doesn't have it here, so we're going to look for it above in the parent class. Find the whole word, so we go straight to it, have a mess about. And the hidden selection is called damage zone doors. You can call this what you want, but it's got to correlate. I mean, why would we call it anything else than what they call it? That way we can utilize their code. But you can call it what you want, but it's got to, a hidden selection is something in the model therefore we need to then start generating a excuse me, to generate a model config. Now for the right, so I've just stepped away from the video a minute and just refreshed my own memory before we get lost and entwined in something that isn't right here. But what I'm realizing is with the wheel, it changes to a different model when it's destructed. So you'll notice here there's no mention of any components that are to be damaged and changed. Okay, so what we have on the vehicle and on the door is these hidden selection materials, and we need to define those, but not for the door itself but for the section. So here, this component in our class window that we need is the damage zone window. Now we've already told it earlier here that the fire geometry when it's hit here is this damage window, and obviously here this fatal injury coefficient just means does it pass the injury through to the player? No. And the inventory slots for the window is nil, so looking at future reference we'll experiment with that, certainly. Of course we will. Maybe we can put some stuff on the window. But yeah, anyway. So going through the sequence here, this it needs to apply to a section. So forget what I said earlier about not needing a model config. We do. Proxies. So we need this name needs to match the name of that, or you can put model config and define everything in there according to its name. But for now let's stick with this process where the model config, I'm going to put the Stratos door skeleton. Then, right, and there is no actual bones in here because there's no, the whole thing is just attached to the car, so it's the car itself. This is just in relative to the door. We could perhaps even delete that. So this skeleton here is momentum. Irrelevant, we don't need to put it there, but we'll just leave it as door for now because there is no bones. But this section here excuse me, we don't want no DMCA with the music. So this section here we need to define it on the resolution WOD here. We need to 6 and A to the window panes. We need to right click new and then name it damage zone window, same as we have in the section and in the component name here. We need to do that, save it all, pack it, and hopefully now when we go in the game hopefully there's another version of that down here. That was just the yeah, the original. That's ours. So I thought I'd not put the textures. So if you remember, we're using the Neva glass textures. You can make your own, and yours probably comes with it, like I said before. Hopefully I'll see you in the game. Okay, so we're back. We have our windows. One, well, 2 shots puts it through, so 1 shot on ours puts it through. And we know that the window's gone, so yeah, we're working. Let's make another window there off the car. Stratos. It's on inventory, isn't it? Right there. Make a load of them. Shoot to our arts content. Yep. So we just need to set one up so we can see that it's braking. Because with that, I mean, it's not just our door, but the I need more armour than that as well. I didn't see how much armour the glass was on the thingy. I think we just copied the value. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Hit point 70. Hatchback door, I'm not sure what would that be. Yeah, it's just carrying down, so that's got 72. 70 as well, sorry, not 1500. So yeah, we've got the same amount. So what we were gonna spawn another door, weren't we? I hate this game. I mean, I'd like to get an axe and beat it up, but you get a bloody axe, you end up running every time you take a swing. Did anybody see where it went? It went straight to brake, didn't it? To a look. Glass. Why is our 0.699 empty there? Shouldn't that have damage? Sure, that should have damage, surely. No. How strange. That means no change or no texture. It's weird, isn't it? And let's just revitalise that car. Yeah, it's the axe itself, there's no... You see that went straight through, didn't it, as well? But you'll also notice now there's no glass sound, which you would expect there not to be. What I'm saying is it's working, because what it's not just hiding that there, it's hiding the actual fire geometry component as well here. So yeah, that's great, we're working there. So that's it for this part. Well done. Like I say, we'll just have a quick recap. Next we're going to move on to the actual door component here. I'm going to go in game, we're going to shoot the door, see what happens. By that, this will be the rest of it here. I'm going to call that doors and damaged doors. So whatever the overall armor is, this has got 70 hit points, and a bullet and an axe will take so many hit points away. It'll start off in a mint texture there. It will then be replaced that with a damaged texture, Maybe I should just punched it with my fist to get that effect. We'll trial it on the next one. And then it goes to destruct, and then it's hidden. Okay, so we may, like I say, we can cut that out, which we'll test. Because we will be going through that on the main DBO Stratos, because that'll need the suspension, the steering, all the bones will have to be connected, so we'll go through that. Don't panic yourself, it's nice and easy. And we have predefined ones, and of course you'll get the file, so you can watch this video and look at the file. So yeah, so we named that section, which told it that this is the place where we need you to replace those textures as it gets damaged. Okay, well, there you go. Any questions, queries or tips about this video, feel free to let me know. Once again, thank you for watching and being a patron. It's only possible because of your contribution, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye for now.